Hello, dear viewer. I am Solaire, or at least I strive to be. I'd like to talk about basically taking back control over yourself. There's a few things that I'd like to talk about, like desperation or addiction, and basically having control over yourself. And well, in this video, we were gonna talk about all of those because a lot of people are having trouble in all three of them. Because, well, sometimes life can be, even yourself, can be hard to control. So, what do you do in these kinds of situations? Let's say you are in a bad spot, in a situation where you don't even know what to do. Like, you'd take any option, even bad ones. One thing to note is that a lot of people find it hard to calm down in these kinds of situations. Being calm and composed will always make you think a lot more rationally. People in these kinds of situations, they'd take anything. They wouldn't pause to think about the situation. That is a fatal mistake. A lot of people will make that mistake, but not you, because you know what to do, because you've watched this video. Second thing that I'd like to talk about is if you only think narrowly, that will define whatever choices you will have, because it's never that narrow. There is always another choice. Remember that. There's always another choice, unless you're very restricted to something. Well, imagine you're at gunpoint. You are tied to the chair. You can try. It's not just life or death. There's also charisma. There's also breaking free. There are a lot of choices. It's not just life or death. There are many ways you can get out of that situation. Don't ever think narrowly, because that is what kills you. Alright? There are many situations where you die to, well, basically, narrow thinking. You have to be a lot more creative when it comes to these kinds of situations. One more thing I'd like to talk about. Now, when it comes to addiction, addiction is really hard to come by, because of course we already know that one of the first things that you should do is take off whatever trigger you have that makes you want it, whatever drives you to do it. Like, let's say whenever you see this one specific person, you feel a surge of lust. You want to masturbate or something. So, what do? Well, you expose yourself less to that person, or maybe just change your perspective of that person entirely. Be friends with that person, and help yourself by seeing that person more as a friend, someone that you don't want to violate in your head. Addiction is desperation in some way. In a shape of form, desperation is also addiction is also desperation. Like, let's say that you're desperate for that dopamine drive. You're desperate for that one feeling. So, well, of course we think narrowly to not do it or to do it. There are many ways. Take off whatever trigger there is, and or maybe ask for a friend for help. There are many ways. Never ever think narrowly. Alright? Never think narrowly. These things can kill you. Like, thinking narrowly can always kill you in one way or another. There are many situations. Just be a lot more creative in your solutions, because when you only restrict yourself to two options, you would be forced to choose one of them. Well, it's not But if you have a lot more options, you can find ways to make you, to force you, to make you want or activate your mindset into doing the better option. See? Quitting an addiction isn't just quitting. It's a process, of course. We all know that. It's a process of change. Now, there is one thing that I'd like to talk about as well. This is actually a part 2 of my last video. So, a great friend of mine, someone that I like, told me to make part 2 of that video because I acknowledge that I did very bad on that video. So, I want you to stop helping others. Yes, I am saying stop helping others, like mentally and stuff. I want you to acknowledge that before you fix anybody else, you should fix the one person that controls you, which is you. Alright? If you are not in the right mental space, you might even break that person you're trying to fix. Always acknowledge that you always have to be in the right mental space or thinking at the right mind before you do anything. Alright? Of course, there is, in some way, shape, or form, you can find it to be therapeutic to help others. Well, find the benefit of everything. I always say that. Find the benefit of everything. You can find a benefit in helping others. But I want you to acknowledge that it's not just helping others. Alright? Never, ever think narrowly. Think in a more creative manner. And one more thing that I'd like to talk about. Taking control, of course, it's a little hard. Always try to be composed, alright? There are a lot of situations where you just don't know what to do. And this, more often than not, it's because either we are thinking narrowly, or we are panicking. Or maybe both. Try to fix both. Always try to fix both. Because these two are, or maybe more, are the things that control whatever options you have in terms of whatever addiction you're trying to beat, or whatever your desperate situation you're in. I want you to acknowledge that there are many ways you can deal with this, but maybe you're just not in the right mental space. So don't help out others while you're still not in the right mental space. Always remember that. Now, I want you to do something right after you watch this video. Change a little bit of something in your environment. Something that will drive you to act a little better. Do something that will beat your addiction by a little bit. Somehow reduce the drive to do so. I want you to make a small change every single day, because that is how a habit is born. Alright? And that is also how you kill an old habit that you find to be detrimental. Alright? And that is just about it for this video. I really didn't expect myself to do this well on this video. Well, maybe because I slept. I just woke up, and I had a good conversation with a lot of good people. So of course I'd be in the right space, mental space to do this. So yeah, I really like this topic. I found it hard. Even though I had many mental blocks, I managed to execute it. I'm actually very proud of myself. I'm happy with this video. Wow. And also, yes, finally I came back to my room, with these squishmallows. Damn, wow, they're so adorable. I am very thankful that you watched up to this far. And thank you to the people who watch. Thank you to the people who support me. I know that I don't have a uh, big amount of people, a huge amount of people who support me, but I acknowledge you people. I am very happy that you people exist. I am happy that you people give me uh, comments that tell me what else to do, what better, how can I improve these videos by a little bit. So, thank you. I am very thankful, and these Squishmallows would like to say something. Yeah? Goodbye. Goodbye.